You know, it's not very often that something really, really special comes along that I have the privilege of doing a video about. Like, I look at a lot of sneakers, I look at a lot of special sneakers, but it's not every day that I get something extremely special. But today's video is extremely special. I really want you guys to check this entire video out from start to finish because this one is a good one. What is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Curry, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. Along this journey, I've had the distinct honor and privilege of getting to know a lot of you guys on a very personal level. We talk a lot here on YouTube, but even outside of YouTube is probably where I do the most talking, and that's on Instagram and on Twitter. And over the last year and a half, I've really been able to grow this really dope family of you guys, and you guys have really adopted me into a lot of your families as well. And we've been able to connect on a really personal level, and it's been dope. I've really loved talking to a lot of you guys on there. There was one person in particular that I was able to connect with via the fam, via sneaker Twitter and all that good stuff. And it was a gentleman that goes by the name of JUAN Wilson. That's who we're talking about today, is JUAN Wilson. Now, JUAN, an incredible creator, an incredible videographer, photographer, and he hails from my home city of St. Louis, Missouri. So I've seen a lot of JUAN's work, and he's done some incredible, and I mean incredible, custom work. And the more that I've looked at his work, the more I've been thinking to myself, you know what? I've seen a lot of custom sneakers done. I've never had a custom sneaker before. Maybe this would be a dope person that I could connect with to do a custom sneaker. Because one thing that I notice about JUAN is that everything that he does with a ton of passion, he does with a lot of love, and he does it with a lot of history attached to it. It means something to him. Every one of his products that he comes out with, it has a story behind it, and it resonates with him deeply and personally. And as somebody who on this channel, I tend to do the same, connecting sneakers with stories and history, so maybe we can all appreciate them a little bit more. That immediately resonated within me, and I thought to myself, that's the guy. Now, before we even jump into the sneakers, I just want to talk, like I said, a little bit more about the products that JUAN offers. Now, his website, I'm definitely going to link it down below for you guys. This sweatshirt is actually a custom band sweatshirt that JUAN actually did not that long ago. If you're not a fan of a hoodie or a sweatshirt, this t-shirt, he actually did the same thing in a t-shirt form, and of course I got the tee as well. Not only is the quality of the hoodie incredible, but you'll also notice that JUAN even took the extra step of putting the actual letter between Nike and the NBA when they banned the Air Ship, the original banned Air Jordan, from the NBA. Really, really incredible touch. JUAN also has created the cold-hearted tees, which I have one of as well. Love that t-shirt. He also came out with a collection called I Will Love You Until I'm Empty. Very, very dope. He is an incredibly gifted and creative mind. That glass that I was drinking my ginger ale out of at the beginning of the video, also another JUAN Wilson creation. You see how it actually says got him on the bottom there? Very, very, very dope. So when I got the notification that JUAN had something on the way out to me, we were finally able to come together, and I told him, just do your thing on it. Tell me a story through these sneakers, freestyle on it, and whatever it comes up with, I'm down, because I know you're gonna do something really special, and that's exactly what he did. We're gonna take our time with this one today, so we're gonna start with the box. Now, the base sneaker here is a woman's Air Jordan 1 Low No Swoosh. If you guys know anything about that sneaker, then you know that that was actually a really special release that kind of went under the radar because it had the no swoosh. It really didn't have much going on with it, but the sneaker had a lot of personality in its texture. The texture on the side of the sneaker was actually very, very unique. It almost crackled a little bit. It was very different than the normal leather that we're used to seeing on Jordan 1 Lows. But before we get too deep into the sneaker, let's also take a look at the custom tag that he gave me on this one as well. You'll notice he actually took the original tag off and put a custom MMX, that's his company, an MMX tag on here that had the X's all marked out here. It has @SneakerPhetish on the side here. It has JUAN Wilson on the bottom of the tag here. Very, very dope. Now, the next thing that I actually got in this package, before again we get to the sneakers, was this custom folder here that has his company MMX on it. Now, when you open that up here, the first thing that you'll notice is that he actually gave me the real label off of the box as well, just in case I wanted it. He does this with his customers as well. So Take a hint, Warren Lotus. Now on top of that, he also put his business card over that, Juan Wilson. Now if that's not enough, he also put this hand-signed letter talking about the sneaker on the other side of this folder as well. It's an incredible letter here. There's no doubt that this pair will create and share a story with you. Each custom that I create has its own story, as it should. It's what makes this meaningful for me and gives it purpose. This pair is a one-of-a-kind, authentic, original work. Over time, there may be others that resemble it, even copied, but none will be entirely like it. Thank you for your support and for not only being a part of my journey, but for allowing me to be a part of yours. It's incredible, incredible. Before we even get to the sneaker, I'm already impressed with the presentation. But let's get into the shoe. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Air Jordan 1 Low Vintage Custom for myself by Juan Wilson. Wow. Wow. I don't even know where to begin with this sneaker because of how well it was executed, because of how well done this sneaker is. This is really, really special for a couple of reasons. So I want to kind of do this backwards. Normally I show you guys the shoe and then we dig into the history of the sneaker here. But Juan's story was so inspiring, and I'm gonna link that probably up here somewhere for you guys, that I wanted to dig into the history of the sneaker before we take an actual look at it, because I feel like it'll make us all appreciate it that much more. Juan grew up being around his grandfather very often because his father worked a lot. Now, his grandfather used to work a lot as well, and he used to clean up Legion halls and different areas around town, different buildings around town. Now, Juan used to tag along with him, and even at a young age, Juan remembered certain pieces of buildings and things that he would see that his grandfather would clean up. His grandfather, unfortunately, has passed recently, but the spirit of his grandfather still lives on, and he embodied the spirit of his grandfather into this sneaker. Now, with that kind of being the backstory, let's jump into this sneaker because every piece of it was meticulously done by Juan. All right, now starting with the upper of the shoe here, now you'll notice that the base shoe is still the same. The shoe isn't necessarily deconstructed, but it's been added to with the custom paint job and with this swoosh. So let's get into the swoosh first, and I'm gonna close up for you guys so you can see this. This is a real, genuine leather swoosh that was hand cut by Juan Wilson himself. Not only was the swoosh hand cut by Juan, but you see that gold stitching? Hand stitched by Juan as well. Now that goes for the lateral and the medial side. He didn't go cheap and just do a swoosh on one side. He gave me that same reverse Travis Scottish looking swoosh here to add just a little bit of razzle dazzle on the lateral and the medial side of the sneaker as well. Now, going underneath the swoosh here, again, you see the classic Chicago Air Jordan 1 color blocking. You have the red going around the heel here, the red going down the eyelets of the shoe, on the mud guards of the shoe, and wrapping around the toe box. You also have the white quarter panels on the lateral and the medial side as well, all hand painted by Juan Wilson himself. Taking a top down look at the sneaker as well, you see that classic Chicago color blocking, especially on the vamp of the shoe. You also have these special laces that Juan put into the sneaker as well. They look black, but they're not your standard black laces. These black laces actually have red metal lace tips on them as well. Very, very nice touch. Let's get to the tongue tag on the shoe. So you see you have this red, nice Nike Air Jordan 1 Low tongue tag, but in gold embossed underneath that, you have the word vintage. That's a really nice nod to the entire theme of the sneaker. I love that. Moving around to the heel of the shoe, Juan actually put the 85 right over the Air Jordan Wings logo on the heel tab of the sneaker as well. Very nice touch. Now let's go down to the midsole and outsole of the sneaker because he did a phenomenal job with this as well. You'll notice on the midsole and outsole, it looks aged, and Juan actually aged these midsoles and outsoles for an entire 24-hour period on this sneaker. So this is real aging on this shoe. You can see that. This isn't just dye or paint, but these soles were actually aged. Like, that doesn't just rub off and come off there. These soles are actually aged. It's very vintage. Again, the entire theme is vintage. Now, there was a pouch for extra laces that came with this sneaker as well. The extra laces are red laces with gold metal tips. I really don't even know which ones to put into the shoe because I like the black, but I really love this red with the gold lace tip as well. So I don't know which one I'm gonna do. You know, whenever I do actually put this sneaker on my foot, which I really don't want to put this sneaker on my foot because it's just that good. Phenomenal job on the insole as well. You have the gold Jumpman against that red insole, but Juan also put the word vintage in gold above the Jumpman. Very, very nice. The beauty in a custom to me is how the little details like this actually look like they were always intended to be a part of the sneaker. Like, this doesn't look like some sticker that somebody just stuck onto the Jumpman. This really looks like it was a part of the insole to begin with. But even with all of those incredible details on this sneaker so far, I actually saved my favorite piece of this sneaker for last. So as I mentioned, Juan talked about going around with his grandfather, as his grandfather used to clean up a lot of these old buildings. And Juan used to see a lot of these really old buildings. And one of the key characteristics was that a lot of the window panes of these buildings, the paint used to chip off of the buildings. So that kind of showed their age and their character when the paint would kind of be chipping off of the window panes and the siding of these buildings. So Juan decided to take that memory and that effect and to incorporate it into the paint of this sneaker. Let me show you what I mean. As I mentioned, you have the white painted quarter panels of this sneaker here. But if you look very closely, as the sneaker stretches and expands, the paint will crack all along the sneaker. It'll crack in different areas, simulating that same effect of how paint cracks on buildings and chips away over time. You can also see it very pronounced on the medial side of the sneaker as well. You see how the paint is kind of chipping away, but then when it comes back, it kind of comes back to its original state there. I love that aspect and that storytelling piece that he incorporated into this sneaker. Every time I take a step in these shoes, it's going to mean a piece of history. It's going to mean that some sort of character is being added through this sneaker. So the sneaker will only appreciate in time as it's worn more. And that is what makes excellent storytelling in sneakers. It's the small details like that. It's the things that are hidden beneath the surface that gives the sneaker that much more character, that much more power. So on the one hand, I don't want to wear the sneaker because it's just so beautiful and so well done. But on the other hand, I really want to wear them a lot just so that I can see that paint cracking and I can see the sneaker get a little bit more worn and have a little bit more of that character in it. So I'm kind of torn. I don't know what to do with these. I know Juan would want me to wear this sneaker because he made it for it to be worn, but I mean, honestly, part of me wants to put these up in a beautiful clear case and just showcase them to everybody. Now, that's pretty much it when it comes to the vintage Air Jordan 1 Chicago Low custom by Juan Wilson for myself. But I'm gonna tell you guys like this. Sneakers like this, they don't come along very often. And this sneaker was very well done. Now, Juan does have a series of Air Jordan 1 lows with this same type of theming that actually is made after popular colorways like the Shattered Backboard, the UNC to Chicago, that he's releasing very, very soon. So hopefully you guys are able to get your hands on one of those pairs that come out in that collection. But if you don't, you can always commission Juan to make a custom pair of sneakers for you as well. But I'm not gonna lie, Juan is getting out there, it's getting kind of popping lately, so you might have to wait a little bit, but I guarantee you it will be worth the wait. Guys, this is what I talk about when I say this is why I love sneakers. That sneakers are a canvas and they're an ability to tell a story, to tell your story. And be it a personal story that's being told through a custom iteration of a sneaker or a historical reference that has to do with Michael Jordan's career or Allen Iverson or any of these other popular players and the deep stories that they tell, the deep history that's found within these sneakers and the details, guys. This is what it's all about. I know that hype is here. I know that hype is a real thing. And I know that everybody wants to get as much money as they possibly can get just selling sneakers. But while you guys are selling those sneakers, I want you guys to understand something. For a lot of people, it's deeper than it just being sneakers. This is a way that people express their love. Just like other people may cook to express their love, or other people may paint to express their love and their emotion. For some people, sneakers are how they express their love. And you can tell that Juan's heart and his passion is pouring out all over this sneaker. Juan, thank you for these. I don't know how to tell you thank you, but I'll tell you thank you a million times. You have a customer in me. You are my brother at this point. You are family. You are invited to the cookout. These are basically grail status at this point. I now have 3 grails in my collection. And those 3 grails are the Air Jordan 13 Flint, the Mid Air Jordan 14 White Carolina Blue and Black, and now the Air Jordan 1 Low Vintage Custom. So welcome to the Grail Club, Juan. If you guys are feeling these, you don't even have to like this video. You don't even have to comment on this video. I want you guys to go over to Juan's page and show him that love. I want you guys to comment on the storytelling video that he made about these, because to me, that's what it's all about. I was very close with my grandfather as well. As a matter of fact, my first name, David, I'm named after my grandfather. A little known fact, his middle name was David. My first name was David. I was named after him. So as somebody who had a bond with his own grandfather, I can understand the bond that you have with your grandfather as well. And it makes these sneakers that much more special. So with that said, now if you guys would like to, you can comment down below in the comments and let me know what you guys think about the Air Jordan 1 Chicago Vintage Custom by Juan Wilson for myself. Are you guys feeling these? Are these ones that you guys will cop up if he made a limited size run of these? Are you guys feeling any of the other customs that Juan Wilson has made lately? Because he's made some really, really dope ones. So if you don't follow Juan Wilson on Twitter, I suggest you follow him at xjuanwilson. I will link his Twitter down below in addition to his website for you guys to grab any of his merch or any of his customs. Of course, right down in the comments, make sure that you guys click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you, I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a few minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Air Jordan 1 Chicago Custom Low Vintage by Juan Wilson. And until next time, I'm out.